Are you okay or not okay with A.J. Brown publicly complaining about the offense twice this week after coming off a big Monday road win?
I don't like it, but I must say it never seems to bother his team.
Yeah.
I don't like it because they're coming off a huge Monday night road win to rise to 7-2, and they are number 2 now in Vegas in Super Bowl odds. So all seems like it should be well, except for him. But he did this routinely last year, week after week after week, and all of a sudden you look up, and they're up 40-6 on the Wicked Witch in Kansas City in the Super Bowl. It's 40-6 with 3 minutes to go. How did that happen? Well, they just grin and bear it. They just say, well, that's just AJ. And as long as they keep saying that, I guess I have to be okay with it. But what do you always say about diva receivers? They're just crazy. They're just completely egomaniacal, where after every game, they're going to look at their stats. Win, lose, or draw.
What they do.
They just look at their stats. Did I get the targets or did I get the catches? He is now the third wheel in Philly because he has fallen to third in targets behind Dallas Goedert and third in catches behind Dallas Goedert. But in the end, if that locker room can just say, that's just AJ. If they keep doing that, that's fine. If Jalen Hurts can live with this and keep peace with it, I'm fine with that. And furthermore, if A.J. Brown doesn't quit on them, I mean like flat out stop running routes for them, dog it on routes, then I'm okay with it because it seems to be their formula for winning. But they have 2 nuclear weapons who have not been detonated so far this year, A.J. and Saquon.
Yeah.
And if they both stay happy enough to detonate, well, my God, if you think they're good at 7-2, watch what's about to happen down the stretch.
Yeah.
So, again, me personally, it's offensive to me that he would react that way. But, I still like the Eagles to win the NFC. So
I feel it, Skip. It's, at this point, they know what he's going to do. He's going to beat AJ.
Yeah.
That's AJ being AJ. He want to contribute to the wins. If he don't contribute to the wins, he going to rant. It's simple as that. They used to that from him. The vet's going to go pat him on the back. Don't worry about it. Do what they do. The coach is going to call them up. Do what they do.
Yeah, I guess so.
He's going to come out next week. If not next week, the week after. He going to ball. It's going to be, on to the next story. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been. So we've seen this movie 100 times. But whether it's AJ or Debo Samuels or Malik Neighbors or Terrell Owens way back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So it's just what they do. You know what I'm saying? And the good head coaches know how to work with their divas. You know what I'm saying?
So if you were his teammate, would you be cool with this, or you just say?
And I know he AJ. I tell him, bro, bet you ball this week. I make light of the situation.
Yeah.
That's what type of guy I was in the locker room.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna make light of the situation. Make sure he cool and make sure he know that you still a dog, bro. Get the ball or not. You doing your job Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They still preparing for you like you finna get 10 targets, whether you get them or not. They got to respect it. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter. He going to be AJ. He going to be a diva receiver. And Nick know how to handle it like he's been handling it. So they going to be the Eagles.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I think 2 parts to it. The first one is how he responded on Wednesday after practice I thought was great. That's how you should respond. He said, look, it's not just my situation. I'm not worried about just my stats. I want to win games too. But if we really care about winning games, we can't just keep slapping a Band-Aid on these bad offensive performances. We got to help our defense out in some of these games. I agree with that. They've been struggling on the offensive side of the ball. They have a ton of 3-and-outs. They're not constantly moving the ball up and down the field. They're really bad on third down. They haven't got Saquon going. They haven't gotten a rhythm. So I understand the frustration. But the other part of that, too, is I think it does have to do with some of the stats. I know he said it didn't, but if you look at it this year, as a wide receiver, I mean, you want to be great, right? You want to be a Hall of Famer. As a wide receiver, you don't care to an extent about wins and Super Bowl rings because that doesn't follow you around. That follows around your head coach and your quarterback. What follows you around as a wide receiver is catches and yards and touchdowns and yards after catch and all of those stats. When it comes time for A.J. Brown to be considered for the Hall of Fame, they're not going to sit there. The voters aren't going to look at, well, what was his win-loss record in 2025? They're going to look at how many catches he had, how many yards he had, how productive he was. Those are the things that they look at. And so far this year, he hasn't been productive. He's one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, and he's 61st right now in receptions. He's 50th in yards, 49th in yards per game, and he's 43rd in targets, Skip, overall. That's not good enough. That's not enough to keep your star wide receiver happy. They have to start getting him the ball, but I agree with you on what you said. We've seen this story before. He's been frustrated since he's got to Philly in some of these years and having some issues, but every single season he's had over 1,000 yards receiving. He has 25 combined touchdowns in those first 3 years, and on top of that, he has 2 Pro Bowls. So I think they'll get it figured out. I agree if the team, if the coaching staff, if everyone around them isn't frustrated, if they're not making it a bigger issue than what it's been, I'm okay with it. But the one person you got to worry about is Jalen Hurts. As soon as Jalen Hurts starts to get frustrated with it or it gets to him and it bothers him, then I think it's going to become a problem.
I think them Super Bowls do follow you around, though, as a receiver.
You think so?
Hell yeah. It's part of your resume. You know what I'm saying? If these two guys are tied in numbers, touchdowns, catches, but this guy got 3 Super Bowl rings, he probably the one going to go. You know what I'm saying? He made his team better. They won chips off of it. So I definitely think rings matter, bro. They fucking matter for everybody.
So we've talked about this, but this is the one position in the NFL that is NBA-like because all these guys prioritize their stats right after the game like an NBA superstar does. Because I've covered the NBA for a long time, and listen, there are a lot of guys, they just want the stat sheet. You know, they win, lose, or draw, they just want to know, did they get their shots, did they get their numbers? And these guys can't control the way the NBA can because there's only 5 on the floor at one time and 1 basketball. But when there's 1 football and 11, and you've got it in your hands and it's your choice whether you throw it to him, it's a completely dependent position. And it's just torturous for these guys. It drives them crazy because they can't control their fate. AJ can't go out against Detroit on Sunday and say, I'm going to have 10 targets and I'm going to catch 9 of them. You don't know. You hope to, and maybe the coaches are telling you, okay, we're going to feature you, but if he's triple covered from the first snap because Detroit just says you can't have him, well, then you can't have him, right? They can literally take him out of the equation. Okay? So, man, I sympathize with them, but at some point, he called it a shit show. He said our offense is a shit show. I mean, that's okay. Is it a shit show? Okay, so they're 12th in points scored. It's not what it could be or it was last year, but man, a shit show?
They're also he called it a shit show last year. He read a book on the sideline like, I'm not interested in this shit. So man, the guys gonna be they gonna do what they do, man.
Okay. And yet I have told you before, this is going back 2 years ago, he and Jalen had a huge off-field issue. And I thought they worked through it, but I think the bad blood kind of lingers. So part of this is on Jalen because I think there are times he just doesn't look there. He just decides, no, I'm more comfortable going to Dallas Goedert, which you can't blame him on because, man, you want to talk about a security blanket. It's pretty easy to throw it to that guy, right?
He threw it to him on 4th down last week. Off script. Fuck what coach called. I'm throwing it to you, AJ. So, hey, man, it's something that...
Was that off script? I thought that was on script.
Well,
I thought they called it.
Coach ain't called it. They said the coach didn't call it. They said he did it on his own. You know what I'm saying?
And so what do you guys think about this weekend? The Lions are headed to the Eagles. We've heard on the arena a lot of you guys, different picks, that the Lions and the Eagles are the top of the NFC. So what's your pick this weekend, Keith?
I think it's kind of the same situation as we was just talking about. Denver kind of feel that NFC North turning up. It's like, it's shit. We ain't just ran away with this thing yet. You know what I'm saying? And the Eagles, they like, shit, we already ran away with this thing. So I think the team who gonna come out and play with that fire is gonna be the Lions. And for that reason, I'm rocking with the Lions. I think they get it done.
But you did pick the Lions to win the NFC.
I did, and I feel like they can't drop too many games down the stretch before they drop that number, the lead in their division. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna feel that. I think they feel that. It's time for them to start playing the way they can play. And I think they come out and get a big win on the road for JG and the guys.
The Lions are tied with the Bears right now, too, at 6-3.
The top
and
afford to lose.
Which I think,
the Packers right there, too. Shit.
Didn't think you were going to say in November that the Bears are tied first right now.
Exactly.
Hey, I was riding with Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, so a little credit there. I picked the Lions also to win the NFC, but I do think in this game the Eagles win.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that from you.
I got them winning 24-21.
Okay. Because?
I like the Eagles at home. I think they're going to play well. I think they're going to get back on track. They find a way to win games. I like Jalen Phillips off the edge. I think that was a huge acquisition when it came to the trade deadline, so I think he adds another element. They've been lacking and getting pressure on the quarterback. You add a good pass rusher like Phillips, who's been in Vic Fangio's defense before. You see the production immediately, and I said last week on the show that I think they won the trade deadline mainly because of that move, and it paid off right away. He was the MVP of that game against the Packers. Still offensively, although it hasn't been great, they're scoring down in the red zone. They're still putting up points, so I think they get the job done. And nothing against the Lions. They're a good football team. But also you have Dan Campbell now taking over play calling on the offensive side of the ball. I don't care what he says with all of that. There's still some issues going on with that if you're removing your offensive coordinator as a play caller. I love Dan Campbell. I love what he stands for. Like the Lions, but I think the Eagles get the win in this one.
Okay, so you weren't on when we first talked about Dan Campbell, but I am with you.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I think it's a bad sign, and it's shocking to me because he was the culture setter there. He was the commander-in-chief. He was the unquestioned leader of the franchise, and I don't like him with a headset on and half glasses on trying to read some play sheet. It's distracting from who he is and what he is supposed to be doing to command that whole organization.
And him being a great leader, he says, hey, Johnny Morton's still fully involved. I trust him to input. Behind closed doors, no. That was a, hey, I'm going to go ahead and take it. We need you, but no, I don't like how it's running right now. This is my offense. I'm going to call plays. You know, I think midseason when you do that, there's some more issues behind closed doors than what he's saying.
Totally agree. So I'm with Cody on this. I am not with you on this. I just think the Eagles win pretty convincingly at home. I think they found themselves at Green Bay. I know it was only 10-7, but I told you they dominated the Packers 10-7, if that's possible. That's what it felt like to me. It felt like that Green Bay was never a threat in that game. So I look at this spread. I don't get this spread. Usually I say, okay.
What's the spread, Skip?
-2.5. It's just
even.
So yeah, the
What do you
Eagles.
say? They always give them 3 at home.
Yeah. The Eagles aren't even getting home field 3 on this one. So Vegas is saying we kind of like the Lions here. We give them a slight edge. I don't like the Lions here. Listen.
Slight edge.
Hey, but that Eagles defense, it's hellacious good with Jalen Phillips now.
Yeah.
And I broke it down after the Monday night game. They're only going to get better and better because they got so many kids playing at a high level.
Nolan Smith is back too now.
That's just
they got all the
their
guys
back. Yeah, they got their guys.
They got all the guys.
I'm going to go Eagles 24-17. I'll go in that ballpark. 24-17. But
I'm gonna go Lions 21-17.
21-17. I'm actually gonna ride with Keeve. I'm going Lions on this one.
Let's get it.
Wow.
So we'll see. But I do have someone special coming into the arena.